Hey guys, I'm Practical Gaming, and I've been playing the latest season of Fortnite, Season 10, and I gotta say, I really do miss the old Fortnite. Now, a lot of you won't care about this because I feel like I'm the only one of my mates who even entertains Fortnite anymore, and to be fair, I'm not ashamed of that because I like what I like. It's been, I think, almost 2 years since the Battle Royale mode went live, and the success it's garnered since that date has been unprecedented. Like, I don't think we've ever seen a game become this insanely popular that fast inside or outside of the gaming world ever. They've got concerts, brand deals, the Fortnite World Cup, which is a huge success this year, despite all the talk about video games and violence, which I'm just not going to entertain. But in terms of the game itself, I just don't get as much joy as I used to from Fortnite, and the real nail in the coffin for me was the introduction of the brutes this season. You know those OP suits that nobody likes, and with them in the game, it makes winning almost child's play. Granted, they did nerf the suits a little bit, but not enough in my opinion. Now, Epic Games' reasoning for this was so that less skilled players could finally get a victory royale. But when you put it like that, if you lower the bar that you need to reach in order to get a victory, it kind of doesn't make it worthwhile anymore, except for adding like an extra number on the career page. Epic has done this throughout Fortnite's life cycle with the jetpacks, the airplanes, the removing of double pumpy, which is a real controversial change at the time. And I get that they want to keep it fresh and new with new items and weapons, and they're entitled to do that. But there's been so many occasions where it feels more like a gimmick than a weapon. A perfect example is the crossbows during the Valentine's Day patch, which has to be probably the most useless and inaccurate weapon I've ever used in a game. You could aim all you want, and this tiny arrow with terrible reload times that didn't even do that much damage would hardly ever hit the target. And the gimmicks don't just pertain to the weapons for me. It's probably the map more than anything else. Now, the original Fortnite map was barren. There were only so many landmarks, a lot of mountains. It was very bright and very simple. Before Tilted Towers of Paradise Palms or the snow and desert biomes, everything was very minimal. Now you've got dinosaur bones, Loot Lake is a mess, Polo Peak is hardly even a landmark anymore. Then there's floating platforms, the slipstreams, and it all just felt very gimmicky. You just end up with players flying around instead of fighting during the dying minutes of a match. What happened to Flush Factory, Greasy Grove, Rusty Reels, even Prison and Moisty Mire? Now, granted they did bring back Dusty Depot, but for me you gotta do more than that. Now, it could be a bit sorry because essentially all my favourite drop zones were robbed from me, but it was definitely at this point that I felt Fortnite was the most fun for me. Now, I'm not asking them to suddenly remove all of the additions to the map, but I would like a mode or an LTM where we can use the current weapons and still play on the old map. We've already had LTMs where you can play on the current map with the old vaulted weapons, so I don't see any reason for them to not do the opposite. The thing is though, I get it, you have to keep things fresh and new, you have to keep trying to attract new players to your game, especially during the time when it seemed that every new game being released had a Battle Royale mode. Call of Duty Blackout, Ring of Elysium, Paladins had a Battle Royale mode as well. Apex Legends, Lord knows what's happened to that. Not a single one of those Battle Royale modes has had as much success as Fortnite, so it's hard to argue that what they're doing is wrong. But for me, I just want my old Fortnite back again. Less gimmicks, don't make it easier, and give me an LTM where I can play on the old map again. To be honest, it's the map more than anything that I want, but you know what I mean. Well, that's it from me. If you enjoyed, then leave a like, subscribe, and make sure to comment down below about what you guys think about Fortnite Season 10. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.